uplift you, not bring you down. Because I'm sure we all have those friends that actually aren't really positive. Yeah, they're good to laugh and hang out with. So it's a tough decision, but really it's the best for you. You know, so I started hanging out with more honored kids. I actually, no one in honors like me. Mr. Bell and Mr. yeah, can attest to that.
So, did you do everything big for your day?
No. 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 Actually, no. I mean, I have goals and dreams, but never in a million years did I think, you know, I'm going to end up in D.C., I'm going to intern in Congress as a 17-year-old, I'm going to join the military, I'm going to go to Europe, work for the parliament, and then end up at the White House. Never.
Have you met the president?
Yes. He was like a couple, 4 feet away from me, like 3 times. So, yeah. It's actually, it's different seeing him in TV and actually seeing him in real life. It's totally different. And him, Michelle, the First Lady Michelle Obama, and Vice President Joe Biden. Yeah.
What is your major in college?
Yeah, so my major is political science, and I'm doing a joint program, so I'm doing political science and then a master's in public administration.
Why did you choose college?
So I wanted actually to be, how do I say this? And honestly, this isn't for everyone. You know, some of you guys will end up going to school 30 minutes away, 2 hours away, a day away, you know, it just really depends. I just wanted to grow as a person, and for what I want to do, which is work in government, do politics, there really is no better city than the capital, Washington, D.C. Because I was actually about to go to San Diego, but I ended up going to American University. And then for me also, it's about growing. If you think about it, from day one, your identity of like, you know, who you are has been basically told to you by your friends and family. If you go somewhere way different where no one knows you, you know, it's kind of like starting fresh again, clean, and, you know, really getting to know like who you are as a person. So that's why I decided to go to DC.
Did you get any type of financial aid?
Yes, and I was actually going to talk about that. My dad sat me down freshman year. He's actually right there. He's on field attending, and he said, "You know what? I can't afford to send you to school. If you don't find any scholarships, good luck. You know, you're on your own." So you're gonna go through FAFSA. I'm sure you guys learned a lot of this already. You go through FAFSA as a senior, and it kind of estimates what you get for EFC. But basically, my school ended up giving me $40,000 a year free money. So it's a $120,000 scholarship. So, and I want to talk about cost. Research shows that the #1 decision for a student to pick a school or not go there is because of cost. You know, and you look at some of these schools, and it may say, you know what, it costs $50,000 a year, which is more than, let's say, your parents make. Don't rule out a school until you actually get your financial aid. You know, simple as that. You know, because it's like kind of, you know, quitting without even trying. I've had friends that say, you know, I can't go to this school, it's too much, they don't apply, and they could have actually ended up going there. I thought that myself. I said, I can't, not only can I not afford that's how much my school is, $65,000 a year, but I can't afford to go to DC. So all I say is, look, apply to these schools, you don't even have to pay for that, you get free waivers. You get 4 free waivers from College Board and 4 free waivers from NACAC. So you don't have to pay for to go to these schools. Just apply, send your application, don't say anything, and wait until March when you get your letters back, and then say, okay, I can't afford this school, I can't. Because too many times I hear people say, I just know it's too much. So really, you know, just don't do that to yourselves. There's also a lot of scholarships. Some people try to go for those like $40,000 national scholarships. Before you start looking nationally, look locally. There is a Don Ferrari scholarship, and he's a former baseball player. It's $4,000 a year. He gives it to one person of each high school in the high desert. So one person from Sultana, one person from Oak Hills, one person from Hush High School. I got it. There's scholarships within each high school. So I was able to get about $6,000, $7,000 just from this area, without applying to anywhere else. And then schools, like I said, there's a lot of financial aid. I would say about $2 billion each year goes unclaimed nationwide. So.
What would be your motto for your life? Motto?
YOLO? No, actually, that's a good question. I don't have a motto, but I kind of have a saying is, like, what's the reason why you wake up every day in the morning? Like, why do you get out of bed? You know, is it just because, oh my God, I don't want to be targeted to school, or do you have something like a driving force pushing you? And definitely for me that has been, you know what, I want to have a better life for my family and for myself. At the same time, be able to give back. And that's what pushes me. So that, it's not a model, it's not class management without words, but that's kind of what is my message.
What did you do to become successful?
I'm sorry, what did you say?
What did you do to become successful?
What pushed me to become successful?
Yeah.
Well, you know, I'm realizing that, you know, no one's going to give me anything. I have to work for it. And finally be able to believe in myself. And, you know, just, I didn't even think about those things. I just kind of kept on moving forward. In high school, like, our house got foreclosed. And I ended up living in public housing. And for me, that was just kind of like, you know, that just kind of set something in me to, you know, just move forward. And that's why I decided to skip a year in high school. I didn't really think too much about that. But for me, it was kind of like, if I can get out as soon as possible, I won't be a burden to my parents. So that's what kind of pushed me to do mock trial, be in tennis, you know, get involved, do everything. But that's kind of the reason why, you know, I don't know if that answers your question. Or like, what do you want specific as like successful? It's not like how can I be successful? I just kind of, the way how to say is just do the right things. You know, just do the preparation. You know, take honor classes, study for SAT, be involved, be a leader. Those are the things that schools are looking for. You know, and that ultimately brings success. So.
How did you stay motivated?
How did I stay motivated? How did I stay motivated? Because actually I've lost some of that now. But I think the motivation kind of comes, it's like when you start seeing, because how to say this, for the first 4 years, you really don't see any, it's like invest. You don't see any return. You know, you're like, oh my God, why am I here at 7 p.m. in school? Why am I doing this essay? Why am I having to read this? And it's kind of hard to lose your motivation. But it's once you get accepted to that school, once you get that scholarship, once you start seeing opportunities, that's what motivates me. You know, I wanted to go to Europe, but I didn't have the money, so I applied. I got a scholarship from the State Department, ended up getting about $8,000, and traveled 17 countries last semester, from January to May. You know, so little things like that kind of motivate me to, you know, continue because of the great things that come with hard work. Did I ever think of doing that? Yes, I mean, I feel like there's two types of different giving ups. There's those moments that you just like, you know, for a good hour, just a day. But no. Sometimes you go through that. I would say like, because I'm also in the military, I went to basic training, so there were moments like that. But at the end of the day, I knew, look, I don't know about you guys' financial situation, but when you're low income, you know, when you get an scholarship or opportunity, you only get one shot. You don't have 3, 4. I have friends that say, you know what, my dad, if this school doesn't end up, you know, working well, my dad would just pay $50,000 hours for it. I don't have options like that. I have no other choice but to keep moving forward. And you know, and if I give up, what will become of it? You know, like, what's, and I don't want to think about that, so I just kind of keep on moving forward. So.
Do you have any trouble with either one?
Like work isn't, like college work or work? Yeah, math. You know, I was not always the best at math. You know, so I mean, there's certain courses that, you know, sometimes are hard. For me, it was like community college. My first essay I turned in, I got it back and it had red ink, a lot of red ink, pretty much the whole place. So it's just kind of like working through it. If you have a professor or class that, you know, you're having struggles with, just talk to the professors. They're there for you. They're to help you.